Alright, white to play, white must break up black's territory. Black has formed a double wing formation. How should white break it up? We should interfere before both wings are fully formed. If the corner is open, make a high approach. If the side is open, attach here. Once it is formed, reduce or invade quickly, otherwise the territory keeps growing. After black forms double wings, reduce here. An invasion only attacks one side. The other side remains large. A reduction erases territory lightly without a severe attack. When white reduces, black has two replies. Which would you choose? Either choice is correct. Let's look at them one by one. The small diagonal is simpler. White has fewer chances to lean on black. The small diagonal surrounds this side and concedes the other side to white's reduction. White commonly plays a small diagonal, then a tiger's mouth. This third move looks ordinary, but it prepares the next sequence. White can fly out this way or this way, keeping the stones light. A two-space extension would be heavy. The lower side is open. A pincer or turn leaves white without eyes. Do not extend by 2, run outward. This looks natural. Does black's cut worry you? Suppose black says, I will split white apart. How does white handle it? When white flies, white must have considered black's push and cut. Otherwise, the move is wrong. Here, white should sacrifice the stones. After the sacrifice, black gets territory. Let's count it. Black gets about 11 points, but white becomes extremely thick. White gains thickness, so the push and cut is no problem. The sacrifice was planned. If you are not ready to sacrifice, do not fly. Even after the large knight's move is peeped at, the plan is still sacrifice. Do not connect. The shape becomes too heavy. A single peep cannot be connected. Black can push and cut. When black peeps, white can attach and sacrifice a stone. If captured, Atari. If black captures, black becomes very uncomfortable. Before capturing both stones, black has already made a clumsy shape. Black will not capture here. If black runs, Atari again. Black must add inefficient. So many black stones surround one stone. That is very little profit. Black extends. White attaches. Black cannot hain. If black hains, white cuts and black's upper stones are latter captured. So black cannot hain. If black plays here, white attaches, then hains. Does white fear being split? No. One extension settles white. In this kind of group running situation, keep the stones light. Sacrifice whenever you can. This fly runs out quickly because white is ready to sacrifice. If black plays here, white hains. Black worked hard but gained little. This is the variation where white runs out. Can you remember it? The small diagonal surrounds black's lower territory. White's diagonal cap has a purpose. Then black flies. If black peeps, white attaches, then sacrifices. Can anyone set out the variation from here? Why should you remember the continuation after black's peep? If you forget black's peep, you may try to save the stones and lose. Time is up. I saw where some students went wrong. The fly is correct, but if black pushes here, black loses too much. After black plays here, this area is far too costly. Black will not push. Some players make this move and give black this reply. That is also too costly for black. Black's extension is the toughest reply. It may not be best, but it is the toughest. If white is afraid to sacrifice, white will lose. After white plays here, black can pincer. Now, let me explain why white plays this diagonal cap. With a single attachment, black does not have to stand. If black stands, we would not make this exchange. After one attachment, black extends. Once you connect, you lose sente. That no longer works. This attachment is different from the earlier sacrifice. These stones are not as easy to sacrifice as before. If you sacrifice here, the lower territory becomes too large. Earlier, black could only capture 2 stones. If black surrounds territory on the 4th line, white's reduction is already in trouble. White's reduction has basically failed. White gets nothing. After black extends, white must reinforce. If white will not connect, white has to jump. The purpose of the diagonal cap is to stop black from extending. The small diagonal is common, but what if black flies? The fly is less common than the small diagonal. 2 consecutive small flies are thin. If black flies, white is less willing to play the diagonal cap because the stones are farther apart. That distance means black is thin. A diagonal cap would make black stronger, so white attaches instead. If black extends, white connects. The distance later gives white an attach and cut follow-up. Once the outside is safe, these forcing moves help white reduce the lower side later. How do we manage this group and make life? These 3 stones must live. Attaching now does not work. Attach only after the group is alive. That attachment is for reducing territory. If your group is not alive, you have no time to reduce. Attach here. When black hanes, white double hanes, do not extend, that becomes heavy. Remember the central idea of group running and managing weak groups. Be quick. Do not become heavy. An extension here is heavy. If black extends after the hane, white makes a tiger's mouth. Keep the shape flexible while running. What shape is flexible? This tiger's mouth. Connections and extensions are solid but not flexible. You cannot make a base here on the second line. If you can live locally, that is different. White cannot live locally on the second line, so white must run out. If black gives Atari, counter Atari. If black captures, sacrifice immediately. We cannot make a base along the side. Even after a centene, there are still no eyes. With a 2 or 3 space extension on the side, you have a base. Here, there is no chance to make one. So make the outside shape thicker. That makes life and running out easier. This attach, press, and double hane sequence is common when your group is not alive and black has no invasion. Why is there no invasion? If this stone were here, black would have a 3 space extension. Then an invasion exists locally, so do not play this attach and press slightly. The attach and press makes us thicker, but it also makes black thicker. Why can white attach, press, then han? Black has only a 2 space extension, so white cannot invade anyway. I do not mind making black thicker. Black may simply repeat. Sacrifice, then reinforce once. This is white's group running Tesuji. White does not yet have 2 eyes. But white is thick, so attacking white is not easy. This is black's fly. Unlike the small diagonal, it is not already thick. If you make an already thin shape thicker, you lose. White attaches once. Black's 2 space extension denies white a base. If black attacks from the center, white can make a base locally. Black has taken white's base, so white must run out first. Apply Go proverbs flexibly. You cannot memorize one rule and use it in every game. Every game is different. Even a Hoseki changes with different surrounding stones. A proverb solves most problems, but here you must understand it. You must understand what the proverb means. Making a base is best when possible, but without even a 2 space extension, there is no base. Then we must run outward. Let's set out this white group running variation. What does it mean to preserve Sante? When Sente is not useful yet, keep it. It may give you more choices later. But if you need the Sente now, play it. Otherwise, black will take the point first. If neither side needs to play this point, there is no hurry. But if black will take it immediately, play first. Saving it means losing the chance. We covered 2 replies. If black retreats, white presses. If black gives Atari, white sacrifices. Both choices are correct. Your choice is correct, but do not Han. If you Han, black captures you. This is the fly variation. It differs from the small diagonal, which is more common. So white sacrifices and runs out quickly. Next, let's look at the fly to the left. This fly surrounds left side territory. Never press here. Pressing only helps black surround territory. White attaches underneath instead. After white attaches, black commonly hangs on the second line. A fight begins at the cutting point. By cutting first, white gets more sentada and follow-ups. Black must capture. Now white has 2 ataras. Can white preserve one? Suppose white extends now. No. If white waits, black gives no chance for the Atari. There are 2 ataras, but this is urgent. Which Atari should white play first? With 2 sente moves, white wants to play both. Find the move that lets white play both ataras. Do not exchange 2 forcing moves carelessly when you can preserve them. Here, waiting loses the chance. The proverb means this: if 2 directions both give sante, exchanging one may erase the other. So preserve both and choose later, but here there is no time to preserve them. If white does not play now, black takes it at once, so white cannot wait. You can preserve a move only when neither side urgently needs to play it. If black is ready to take it, saving the move means losing it. Atari on top first. If black connects, white gets both ataras. Black need not connect, white has another answer. But if white ataras on the second line first, black captures. Then nobody answers the move at 1. White can no longer give Atari there. Atari above. Black normally connects, then white captures. After black captures, reinforce once. Do not connect, the shape has a defect. Where is white's shape defect after connecting? That is why black does not connect. With a tiger's mouth, black can peep here and make white heavier. White's fly has an obvious cutting point. So you already know white's plan: sacrifice. If black gives Atari, white does not care. If black canes, the cut is latter captured. Even if black captures, black's 2 stones become thin. Capturing 1 more stone makes black even thinner. White need not fear capture. This fly makes it easier to run out. The shape is more flexible, lighter, and faster. This is a common variation. Remember the Atari. Then fly from here. Let us review it once more. Black flies. Then cut. When black captures, Atari above first, then play here. If black gives Atari, remember to sacrifice the stones. If black does not Atari, how can white make life later? Connect here. If you connect there, you leave this peep. If you connect here, you allow a pincer. So if white has to make life, connect here. That will be a late game move. Normally, white flies out first and only reinforces later. That is the common line. But suppose black captures 1 stone instead of connecting. Black is trying to deny white the Sente Atari. What should we do? Black has taken away our Sente. If black does not connect, Atari. Choosing not to Atari also has a point. But black's cut is a real weakness. Black takes our outside eye and Aji, so we destroy black's inside territory. When black connects, extend. If black captures, reinforce once more. If black does not connect, it becomes a ko. White captures 1 stone even if white loses the ko. This is the resulting shape. Black is a little thicker, but white's 3 outside stones are still alive. So this ko is not heavy for white. White can simply start the ko fight. When black connects, white extends. Black must recapture, otherwise there is a cut inside, even a push and cut. If black captures, remember, black has stolen your Sente, so make black pay a price. White lies this way and also gets out. Let us set out the variation. If black counterattacks and captures instead of connecting, Atari first, then extend. Black must reinforce, or there are problems in the corner and on the side. Then white reinforces outside. Start from here, and remember it step by step. We have finished the upper half of this opening. Next, make these patterns familiar. There is still much more. We will finish it next lesson, or it will be too much to remember. There is a lot to remember, so some of you may not have it all yet. Let us summarize. If black plays the small diagonal here, white can make a diagonal cap. Black is already thick, so making black a little thicker with this diagonal cap does not matter. If black flies, we do not want this exchange, because it gives away the attach and cut AGI. It affects a later invasion on this side, so white simply attaches. If black blocks, we need not play this move. The job is done. If black extends for Sente, white connects. If black pincers, white can manage the group and use the AGI. If black retreats, white makes the tiger's mouth. The homework may show only one diagram. Any correct variation from today's lesson is acceptable. These are both black's choices. Whichever black chooses, white only needs the correct response. If black goes this way, how does white manage the group and make life? If black flies just around the left side, white attaches.